Hello everyone, welcome back to the ML class. Continuing the module 4. In a previous session, we have come across a base classifier by using a base classifier. For this particular example, we are looking at the table. This table is going to describe a event, that is a play tennis. The target concept is a play tennis. In this 14 instances, in a previous class, we have done the probability estimation of occurring events. Like we have estimated the probability by the fraction of the times the events is observed to occur over a total number of opportunities. Now, when you look at this example, for this particular example, we have taken a probability of occurring of a wind is equal to strong, play tennis no. By having this fraction, we can estimate, that is the fraction here is for this particular example, that is the P. Probability of wind is equal to strong for the given target concept play tennis is equal to no. Under this, the fraction is going to be NC divided by N, where the N is the total number of no which is present in the given table. When you look at this table, we can say that in this data set, the occurrence of no is 5 times. So, N is equal to 5, out of which the NC is occurring of a wind is equal to strong is equal to NC is equal to 3. So, we can say that there is a probability of estimated by for this particular fraction of times for this event, we can say that is equal to NC divided by N, that is equal to 3 divided by 5. That gives you a chance of 0.08%. Now, this is how we are going to estimate the probabilities by using a Bayesian classifier. But what happens if NC is equal to 0? Suppose if you got NC is equal to 0, then the term NC divided by N will be also equals to 0. Probability term will dominate the quantity calculated by the Bayesian classifier, and it requires multiplying all the other probability terms will be equal to 0. When all the terms will multiplied by 0, then there will be no classification is going to occur. So, there is a two main drawback in the Bayesian classifier. So, to avoid this difficulty, we can adopt the Bayesian approach to estimate the probability using a M estimate defined by the equation as follows. So, we are going to have a M estimate of a probability so that it is going to overcome the drawback of a Bayesian classifier. That is, M estimate is given by M estimate of probability is given by NC plus small mp divided by N plus small m. this case, we can say the P is indicating a prior estimate of the probability we wish to determine, and M is a constant called the equivalent sample size, which determines how heavily to weight P relative to a observed data. It's going to show, M is going to show how the P is going to be related to the observed data samples. Now, there is a method for choosing a P. We need to follow certain method. In the absence of other information, we need to assume a uniform prior. Let us consider if the attribute contains k possible values, then if the attribute contains k possible values, then we can set the P value as P is equal to 1 by k. Suppose k is a attribute values which is present in a attribute. Okay, then if a k is equal to 2 indicates, if k is, for example, there are 2 attribute values are present, then the P will be indicated by 1 by k, then that is equal to 0.5. This is how we are going to choose the P value. When you look at this equation, you can easily say that if M is equal to 0, then during that time the entire equation, the M estimate of probability, will be equivalent to NC by N. If both the M and N value are non-zero elements, that time this will be equivalent to the M estimate of probability, and also it includes NC by N. With the prior, P will be combined according to the weight M, where this is the reason M is called as a equivalent sample size for this equation, for this particular equation, that is the M estimate of probability. Let us move on to the next topic, that is the Bayesian belief networks. Before moving to the BBN, Bayesian belief network, let us understand the difference between the Bayesian classifier, that is a Naive-Bayes classifier, and the Bayesian belief network. When you come across the Bayesian belief network, it has got its own restriction, but it's not been come across in the Bayesian classifier, that is in a Naive-Bayes classifier. The Naive-Bayes classifier makes a significant use of the assumption that the values of attributes are conditionally independent to the given target value. That is the first difference. When you look at here, in a Bayesian belief network, it is going to contain a subset of variables that are conditionally independent, but few variables has its own dependency with the other variables, and also it depends on the target value. But when it comes to the Naive-Bayes classifier, it assumes that all the variables are, that is the attribute values are independent, that is conditionally independent for the given target value. But in a Bayesian belief network, it assumes that only a subset of attribute values are conditionally independent. Second difference, when it comes to the Naive-Bayes classifier, the Naive-Bayes classifier, the user will be knowing the output, that is the it can predict the output. That predicted output by the Naive-Bayes classifier must match with the Bayes optimal classifier, that is the thing, Bayes optimal classifier. But here when we obtain the output from the Bayesian belief network, that output is a restricted output. And the next last difference between these two is the naive Bayes classifier is going to reduce the complexity of learning the target value. So because it is going to contain a global assumption, but there is a restriction over the naive Bayes classifier, that is, it is a less constraining the global assumption. There will be constraints over the global assumption when we compared with the naive Bayes classifier. So that is the difference between the Bayesian belief network and the naive Bayes classifier. We can say that a Bayesian belief network describes the probability distribution governing a set of variables by specifying a set of conditional independency assumption along with the set of conditional probabilities. So here we can say that it's going to have only a conditional independency or a set of variables. Bayesian belief network allow stating conditional independency assumption that apply over only a subset of variables. So Bayesian belief network allow stating that conditional independency assumption that apply to subset of variables. Now let us look at the few notations required for the Bayesian belief network. These are the few notations which has been highlighted over here. See, consider a set of random variables. Y is a variable that is starts from y1 to yn, where each variable y1 to yn can take on the set of a possible values. Like see here, when you come across a one attribute, that attribute may contains or that feature may contain number of values. That is, like when you comes to the random variable y can have a many values. Y1 is a one variable, y2 is another variable. So that possible values the y can take here is v of yi. The next is the second one. We are going to have a joint space of the set of variables y to be cross product of v of yi multiplied by v of y2 multiplied v of yn. Like this it will move, it goes on until v of yn, because it's said to be a joint probability distribution. Bayesian belief network is a joint probability distribution. There will be a set of variables which depends on each other. There will be a conditional dependency exists. That is why that joint space, that is a joint probability distribution, can be represented by the product of the attribute values or product of the variables. That is what in a second notation it has highlighted. In other words, each item is the joint space corresponds to one of the possible assignments of the values of the tuple of variables y1 to yn. The probability distribution over the joint space is also called as a joint probability distribution. This joint probability distribution is going to highlight the dependency of variables. The joint probability distribution specifies the probability for each of the possible variable bindings for the tuple y1 to yn. Next, a Bayesian belief network describes the joint probability distribution for the set of variables. Now let us look at the how the conditional independency is going to be highlighted. Let us consider the three variable. According to this, let us consider a three variable x, y and z be the discrete valued random variables. X is conditionally independent of y given z if the probability distribution governing x is independent of the values of a y given value for z. That is, this particular statement can be represented in a mathematical form, that is, for all xi, yj, zk, probability of capital X is equal to xi for given y is equal to yj for the value z, for the given value z is equal to zk. This can be written as this is also equals to probability of x is equal to xi for the given z is equal to zk, where we can say xi is a value that is belongs to a value of x, and next yj can be said that it is also belongs to a value of y, and zj is belongs to the value of z. These are all the variables. X is a variable, y is a variable and z is a variable, where it contains the values, that is xi belongs to the x, it's a value of x. This above equation or expression can also be rewritten, or we can abbreviate it in the form of probability of x for given x is totally independent of y for the given value z is equal to p of x given z. When you look at this equation, we can say that x is independent of, that is conditionally independent of y for the given z. So, this expression can be rewritten as p of x given z. So, there is a conditional independency can be extended to a set of variables. The set of variables, because when you look at here, there is only single value x and y. So, this equation can also be extended to the set of variables. Set of variables like x1 to xi, xn or is conditionally independent of the other variable, other set of variables y1 to ym for the given set of variables zi to zn. Now, this equation can also be rewritten for the set of variables as probability of x1 to xl is conditionally independent of y1 to ym for the given set of variables z1 to zn, and this can be rewritten as, this can be rewritten as P of x1 to xl for the given z1 to zn. This is what the equation we are going to obtain for the conditional independency of a set of variable over another set of variable. So, the naive-Bayes classifier assumes that the instance attribute A1, for example, if you consider an attribute A1 is conditionally independent of an instance attribute A2 given with a target value V. This allows a naive-Bayes classifier to calculate naive-Bayes classifier can be utilized here to calculate the conditional independency. The conditional independency of a two variables or a set of variables can be done by having a P of A1 comma A2 for the given value, target value. This can also be rewritten as, this can be rewritten as P of A1 independent of A2 comma value V, and also we can multiply it by probability of A2 given V. This can be rewritten as the probability of A1 given V multiplied by this value can be rewritten as P of A1 given V multiplied by P of A2 given V. By looking at this equation, by looking at this last two equation, we can say that the equation number 1, this one, you can say it's stated as a 1, is just the general form of the product rule of probability from the given table. We can equation, we can just, I'll number it as a 1 and 2. When you look at this last two, it's the first one equation is just a general form of product rule of probability from the Bayes theorem. Equation 2 follows because if A1 is conditionally independent of A2 for the given value of V, then by our definition of conditional independency, we can rewrite it in this form, because A1 and A2 are both are the attribute values. Those subset of attributes or variables are independent of each other. Let us look at how the Bayesian belief network is going to be represented. So, when you come across the representation, a Bayesian belief network represents in a two-way. That is, one is a joint probability distribution for a set of variables, and another one is a conditional independency. Second is conditional probability. Like the Bayesian belief network will be represented in a form of a directed acyclic graph. Let us look at here. A Bayesian belief network, it is represented, it's a probabilistic graphical model where it is represented in a form of a directed acyclic graph. And next, when it comes to the graph, there is a conditional dependency between a random variables. So the variables which is being assumed in a network, those variables or attributes can be a continuous variable or a discrete valued variables. Here as I said, it's a directed acyclic graph. Now this graph is going to be represented by using a nodes and arcs. The nodes are being said to be a variables. The variables can be a discrete value variable or a continuous variable, and the arc in a acyclic graph, the arc is going to show the relationship between the variables, or it is going to say the flow of a cyclic graph can be represented by having the arc. So as I said, it's a Bayesian belief is represented by a directed acyclic graph, and together with this there is a set of local conditional probabilities, where the conditional probabilities going to be depends on the variable in the joint space that is represented by the nodes in the Bayesian network. The network arc represents the assertion that the variable is conditionally independent of its The network arc represents the assertion that the variable is conditionally independent of its non-descendants in the network given its immediate predecessor in the network. That is, it's always the descendant is not going to be depends on the predecessor, immediate predecessor. So the conditional probability table, see in a network, for each node there will be a conditional probability table, where by having the conditional probability table, that is going to represent that particular node variable. It is being dependent on the other variable. So that table, that is conditional probability table, gives you the description of how that node or that variable is dependent on the other variable. Now let us look at how the joint probability can be derived. The joint probability for any desired assignment of a values, let us consider the values are y is equal to, let us have the derivation for the joint probability. That is the joint probability for any desired assignment of values. Let us consider the value y1, y1 to yn are the values, assignment values to the tuple of network variables y1 to yn can be computed. For this particular variable, let us consider these variables, that is y1 to yn, how we can compute the joint probability distribution, that is P of probability, that is a joint probability distribution, that is P of value of y1 to yn can be given as product that is I is equal to 1 to n, that is the parent probability of y high will be depends upon the parent y value. Depends on the parent y high. In this case, the parent yi denotes the set of immediate predecessors of yi in the network. So, in this session we have understood how the joint probability distribution will come across by using a Bayesian belief network. In next class we are going to analyze the working of a Bayesian belief network using an example. Thank you.